A Missouri woman is apologizing after her racist rant on camera got her in trouble with her employer. She lost her job, and now all of a sudden she's not a huge fan of the KKK anymore. But she definitely was in the video that went viral earlier this week. Take a look. All right, well, that was classy. So she's from Missouri, and she decided with the gentleman that she was with, and unfortunately with that group of children also carrying the Confederate flag, to show up at a Black Lives Matter protest. And the protest in Missouri was specifically against this store that sells all sorts of gross Confederate memorabilia. And the owners of that store also have a past with racism and all of that. So what's just amazing is that she was so boisterous and so proud of herself in that video. And now all of a sudden she's changing her tone, telling the local TV station Ozarks First, I wasn't saying I'm KKK or for the KKK. I was mocking them because I don't like being called a racist. I didn't understand that the Confederate flag meant hate. I don't understand the whole history of the Confederate flag, but I'm learning.
Okay, well, so then there's my favorite excuse of all time. She said that she blacked out and didn't know what she was saying. Okay, wait a minute. Did you also black out when you were buying the Confederate flag earlier? And did you also black out at another time after you bought the Confederate flags, when you were decorating your truck with all the Confederate flags? And so in which case, I gotta say, I agree with your employer even more, because God, if you're a serial blackout-er person, are you gonna black out at the job over and over again? I don't know, man. I started yelling at the customers in the most vicious, horrible ways. Why? I blacked out again for the 12th time. So. Okay, now in terms of, I didn't know the history of the Confederate flag, I'm learning. Then why did you bring the Confederate flag and rub it in their face if you didn't know any of it? And why did you say, if you notice in the video, she said about the Confederate flag, suck on this, okay? Mm-hmm. And in case you couldn't hear, when they were talking about religious beliefs, the Black Lives Matter protesters, she said that she professed to KKK beliefs. But to be fair, that was the 28th time she had blacked out. Although maybe she might mean something else with blacked out. And then earlier she had told, and this is actually, I think it's the most disturbing, I'm gonna teach my grandchildren to hate you all. Mm-hmm. So is she having a come to Jesus moment? Of course not. Did she actually not know what the Confederacy stood for? She thought they stood for banana cream pie, but it turns out they stood for slavery. Who could have known? Nobody knew. When she was Googling it, she blacked out, so she couldn't tell. She thought it was the pie. Anyway, but it's amazing that they go and do this and then pretend that they're having an awakening. When in reality, the only thing she cares about is she lost her job. So it doesn't bother her what happens to black people. It doesn't matter that they were killed. That was the whole point of the protest. It doesn't matter what the cops do to them. In fact, she revels in it. It only matters to a conservative when it affects them.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. I really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.